All right, everyone. So welcome to Essential Oils for Hormones and Women's Health. It is Brianna here, your essential oils, I'm going to say expert, or at least the person maybe that you come to learn more about how to use these amazing Doterra essential oils. And today we're talking about hormones and women's health. This week in my content, in my coaching group on Instagram and all that, I've been talking about balancing your hormones naturally. And then tomorrow, actually, I am doing a live training on how to feel good in menopause, and talking about hormones is one of the key things we will talk about there. So if you're not in my big Facebook group called More Than Your Weight Women's Community, join that so you can join how to feel good in menopause. I'm not going to talk about oils there. I'm going to talk about lifestyle changes to make, but you want to couple these together? Great. And obviously hormones, ladies, we as women have reproductive hormones that most of the time we think about are hormones, but there's tons of other hormones that are at play when it comes to our health as women, but also to our health when we enter the perimenopause, menopause phase, right? It's not just estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, luteinizing hormone, follicle, hormone. No, it is. There's insulin is a huge one that play, cortisol is a huge one at play that we just don't give those ones a lot of credit, but those ones, literally, if you have insulin resistance, leptin resistance, or your cortisol is really high, you will have weight issues. You will have worse hot flashes. Like there are just so many hormones that are so important that we pay attention to. And yes, there are supplements you can take. Yes, there are oils you can take, but a lot of it has to do with those healthy habits that particularly I talk about as a coach, is really fixing those and adjusting those, whatever season you're at, whatever age you're at, so that your hormones can be balanced. Okay. So let's just get in a little bit to talk about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about hormones 101. I'm going to give you a little bit of basics. The top ones you want to consider just around this conversation. And I put a few of my favorite recipes. I have some good books that I can recommend around that. But then I'm also, if you are new and you're watching a replay and you want to get started with oils, how to do that. And if you're a current customer, the best way to go purchase oils from here on out. Okay, so let's talk about hormones. So endocrine system, which consists of your pineal gland, your thyroid gland, your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, your thymus, your pancreas, your adrenal gland, your ovaries, all create a system that supports and governs your hormones. And your hormones are responsible for so many things: your metabolism, your growth, your development, your tissue function, your sexual function, your reproduction, your sleep, your mood, and among other things. And so this is one of the systems you probably learned about in health school or whatever, health class, but it's also one of those systems in particular you really, 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 really want to pay attention to, because of the power of these systems to really support your body, and when they're out of balance, to not support your body. So hormones basically are these chemical messengers that impact your overall health, right? They are secreted by the cells in one part of your body, and then they bind to another part. So they're like, that's what they call them, a messenger. It's like they just shoot to another part, and you're supposed to have a receptor that binds them. And it creates this beautiful symphony, just like, it's kind of like your brain. Your brain's like, do this, and your body's like, okay, I'll do this, and your muscles start moving, you start walking. Well, your hormones are a huge part of that process as well. So when there's an imbalance of one hormone or other hormones, or a lot, the other ones can't follow suit, and it's just like picking up the phone. You can't hear someone calling because there's no line coming through. Okay. And they impact so many aspects of our body. So when they get out of whack, there's not just short-term, but there's even long-term consequences, which is what you may be feeling if you feel like, I feel like my hormones are out of balance. This is just a glimpse here in this little chart of like the different hormones in, different organs in this endocrine system. The hormones they help regulate and secrete, and then what organ it's supposed to bind to or tie to, and then what function it's in charge of. Okay, so we all know melatonin, it helps us sleep at night. It's produced by the pineal gland. Well, it helps monitor that circadian rhythm and biological clock. Pituitary gland is in charge of your growth hormone, your ADH, your FSH and LH. Those two are particularly very important for women in their menstrual cycle. Target organ is your ovaries, your kidneys, your uterus, your breast tissue, and then of course it governs your menstrual cycle, but among other things. Your thyroid gland helps with your metabolic rate. Your adrenal glands help with adrenaline and cortisol. Your pancreas, your insulin, and your glucagon, which is what the insulin takes energy and stores it. Glucagon is released energy. Your ovaries, estrogen, progesterone, your uterus, all of that, and your male testes. We still have testosterone with ladies though, okay? And actually, if we have too much testosterone because of an imbalance, that's also not good. So there's different types of categories of hormones. This is just if you're curious, like this stuff fascinates me. So there's steroid and non-steroid. Steroid are made from your low density lipoprotein cholesterol, LDL. This is what we often would consider the bad cholesterol, but obviously we need it. Too much of it, not good. It helps create the some of these ones that we were just talking about. Non-steroids are hormones that are located on the surface of the cellular membrane because they are water soluble. Did I say what these other ones? These are probably fat soluble. These are water soluble, and they bind to receptors kind of on top. And those are in charge of those ones. Ghrelin, which is your charge of helping you know you're hungry. Leptin helps you know you're satiated and full and you have enough fat in your body. Oxytocin is, we talk here often about mom and kids and feeling connected and all those sort of stuff. And so I think the key here with all that stuff is understanding that there are tons of hormones in your body that can be imbalanced through a variety of reasons, but often from our lifestyle, right? And so what we want to do is figure out what are the imbalances we may have and what are the natural solutions. So we're just going to talk about the oil solutions, but there are a lot of lifestyle solutions, okay? So let's take a quiz. Like, where are you at here? Are you feeling like you have no energy, you have an inability to lose weight, unexplained weight gain, bone-crushing fatigue, low to no libido, anxious feelings, vaginal dryness, roller coaster mood swings, headaches, wired and tired, you can't sleep, heavy or long periods, little to no periods, infertility, digestive distress, brain fog, thinning hair, and your skin or hair issues? If so, hormones may be at the core cause, okay? Probably an imbalance. And there are 7 common areas. There's tons of different areas of imbalance, right? But and depending on where you're at, you might, what age you are, what stage of your menstrual cycle, there might be other ones, but these are just the common ones: stress, energy and fatigue, sleep issues, weight issues, female hormones, thyroid health, and digestive issues. So let's talk about stress. So stress is, we all know what stress is because we feel it, but what you need to know is that the way stress impacts your mind and your body is the same. So if you're mentally stressed or physically stressed, your body will release tons of cortisol, tons of adrenaline, which does impact your sleep, your melatonin, and your estrogen and your progesterone. Because if your body is in a constant state of stress, your body is thinking like, I constantly need to deal with a threat. And so it's going to shut down other parts of your body that is not necessary for survival in that moment. And so often, when people are trying to say get pregnant, women are trying to get pregnant, if they're stressed, their ovulation date will change. And often that is because stress shifts those hormones, the estrogen and progesterone, right? And so, stress impacts your menstrual cycle. Cortisol impacts your estrogen and progesterone. And so whether you're like in the fertile period of your life or you're approaching perimenopause is when, that's the pre kind of menopause stage, or you're in menopause, which is, if you haven't had a period for a year, you're forever you're in menopause the rest of your life, which is fine. It's the second stage of our lives. But all that to say is that estrogen and progesterone are just like way different in those stages of life, but you still got some from different places. And so the key here is recognizing that cortisol can still impact those areas and cause all those things that many women in menopause face: hot flashes, night sweats, low fatigue, weight issues, all those sort of things. So this is a list. Take a screenshot, pause the video if you want. But I'm like, in this one, I was like, I'm just gonna give you a bunch. And this is important because you might have some of these oils. This might be first time hearing about some of these, but a lot of the oils you might already have in your home, especially if you're a Doterra wellness advocate. Hopefully you have all of these, or customer or whatever, can be used to manage your hormones. Honestly, if you are trying to take care of your body, manage your stress, sleep, move well, eat well, your hormones are going to start to get way more balanced, not just by using oils, but making lifestyle changes. I promise you. I have read not tons of books on hormones, but quite a bit. And I've interviewed experts on this. And honestly, no matter who I talk to, a lot of, I mean, they all have, it's a little bit nuanced, but mostly everyone will tell you that you need to work on 7 areas of healthy habits in order to balance your hormones. You need to eat well, you need to move, you need to stress less, you need to sleep more, you need to digest properly, you need to reduce your toxic load, and you need to work on your mindset. And those are the 7 habits that I help women in from a coaching point of view as well. And then obviously there's oils to go with that. And so it is absolutely imperative that you do not just couple this with essential, like couple your hormone goals or your health goals with essential oils, but you also change your lifestyle. And that is why I help from both ends. And so if you're ever interested in really getting support in helping, yes, restore your relationship with food, feel confident in your body again, but actually do the healthy habits to feel good and alive in your body, then reach out. Let's have a call. I have a couple spots open for coaching right now that are filling up quick. So let me know if that is something you want to do. All right, so here's a list. I'm just going to highlight a couple, but obviously we know lavender is a key. It's clutch. It comes in clutch for stress, for sleep, all of that. But on the opposite end, we want to uplift and energize. So, just sometimes stress kind of brings your energy down, while wild orange and say peppermint can bring it back up. Clary sage is also a perfect one for any of those estrogen, progesterone type issues because it helps deal with that menstrual cycle and cramps. Console, comforts and calms, peace, reassures and centers, Roman chamomile, soothes and calms, serenity, balance, frankincense, bergamot. So these are ones, again, you might already have or you've been wanting to try. Here's another way or another reason that you can use it. Doterra also has some great supplements. So Copaiba is a great oil, but it's also in a capsule form, which this is a really kind of like an all-encompassing health oil that really helps support your cardiovascular system, your immune, your digestive system, your nervous system, and which of course that will support your hormone system. Adaptive is the new, that came out about 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years, is the new system that really helps with relieving mental overwhelm. Okay, so you can get the roller, the oil that you can diffuse, and then the supplements. You could also try, if you're already a Doterra wellness customer, you can also get the Mind and Mood Wellness Program by Doterra that is adaptive based, in the sense that they have a bunch of different adaptive products, as well as other oils and products that you can get introduced to at a very affordable cost over 3 months. Okay, so if you're interested in that Mind and Mood program, let me know. So energy and fatigue. So there is no easy fix to this, because it's not just like I can just simply use an oil or simply do one thing. When it comes to energy and fatigue, there are always underlying causes. And it's going to take a while to figure out what are the healthy habits that you need to do to support that. So if you're feeling overtired, you're feeling easily drowsy, low energy, you're constantly fatigued, you have no motivation or energy, here are some oils to support that. But there are, and this is something I love to help clients with as well, figure out what is at the core of the lifestyle stuff that needs to be changed. And it could be like, energy zappers could be like social media. It could be like people who you just don't support you in life, or it could be like working late, even though you're getting the amount of hours because you're sleeping in. It's just, there's so many reasons why you might not have energy and fatigue, and specifically depending on your season of life, i.e. new mom, or i.e. like in perimenopause or menopause, it will differ, okay? And so knowing that it's like lifestyle changes are important here, but also here's some great oils. So Doterra has a bunch of different blends and single oils that are really great, designed to support you with energy. Cheer is one of my favorite. Motivate, elevation, eucalyptus, frankincense, ylang ylang, citrus bliss, peppermint, orange together, all can support in energizing your cells and energizing your mind and body. Some great supplements, the Lifelong Vitality Pack. All I got to tell you is if you're looking for vitality, energy, a complete supplement pack, this is for you. The Lifelong Vitality Pack, whenever I'm not taking it consistently, I feel it. Let's just say that. And here are some of the benefits. But then also Doterra does have the Mito2 Max Energy and Stamina Complex, which supports your mitochondria, that's your cell's energy form, and your energy production. Okay. And a cool thing is when you buy the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you can get access to 3 other supplements. It could be the probiotics, the enzymes, the Deep Blue, or even the Mito2 Max discounted. And so I always get the Lifelong Vitality Pack and then 3 other supplements because they're discounted. So sleep. We all know what sleep is. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So your sympathetic nervous system is what is activated by stress, and your parasympathetic is what's activated by when you relax. And you need both, right? Stress is your fight or flight is like, okay, there's an impending threat, let's deal with it, but it needs to be acute. It doesn't need to be chronic, right? Well, we actually need to chronically almost be in a state of rest. Your body is designed to expend energy and be restored, but many of us are not entering that parasympathetic. And sleep is obviously one way to get there. These are some of the hormones that are at work when you're sleeping: melatonin, cortisol, thyroid stimulating hormones, serotonin, dopamine, insulin, ghrelin, leptin, and these are the ones that should be at a certain level when you sleep and you need, but when it is thrown off, you're, say, for example, you're hungrier through the ghrelin hormone, you feel less full. Insulin is out of whack. It's telling you to get some more energy, and so forth, right? So your circadian rhythm is very much governed by your hormones. And so, you know, this is like, I think, and don't, it's not just when you have kids, or it's not just like, there's so many situations in your life that actually sometimes are outside of your control that can really make it hard for your hormones to stay in balance. So what we want to do is just do our best to overcome that. And these are some great oils. Again, we have Roman chamomile, lavender, cedarwood, clary sage, vetiver, ylang ylang, copaiba, serenity, Inbalance. Some common ones, but some very effective ones. And of course, Serenity also has some soft gel, and I love these. It has a little bit of course, lavender, but L-theanine, along with lemon balm, passion flower, and chamomile, some herbs to really promote relaxation. It doesn't leave you groggy. Just take 1 to 2. So weight, obviously, right? Like, one, I just want to let you know your weight is not the most important thing when it comes to your health. Like, if your weight is at a good place in your mind, but you're always stressed and you're not sleeping, that's not good, because you will have health conditions eventually that is not showing up on the scale. And so yes, your scale is one way to indicate, okay, have I been, you know, eating more than I'm expending? Am I gaining more fat and all that? But if you are just paying attention to the scale, you're going to miss out on what what I like to call beyond the scale victories, or non-scale victories, or non-scale health goals, and all of that can really teach you. And that's why, you know, you'll experience a lot of other things that the scale will never tell you. So I think it's important for us to look at it, but not make it the only thing that's important. So obviously, you know, estrogen as we get older declines, and it also triggers more fat storage from our hips or thighs and our belly, and decreases the amount of food we eat because we don't need as much food because we're getting older. And progesterone also decreases with age, and it can lead you to retaining water and experience bloating, and helps you to sleep. It's a calming hormone, but less of it can lead to restlessness and sleep deprivation, which is maybe why when you're older, you're feeling that. Insulin, too much of it can lead to, insulin resistance, like your body's not able to recognize when insulin's present or when it's moving. But insulin's so important for taking the blood sugar out of your body and storing it. Okay, and also can lead to more cravings. Some great oils to just kind of manage all of your cravings, in particular Slim and Sassy, which is a metabolic clean. And I'm pretty sure it contains grapefruit, ginger, lemon, cinnamon, and peppermint, which are many of those right there. So just kind of get it. That's why I love the combination oils or the blends. So really helping monitor that metabolism is great, and that oil can help. We've been talking about this, but basically the menstrual cycle, which is such a beautiful thing. Many of us have I've had hard menstrual cycles, but literally your menstrual cycle is a fifth vital sign. Great book by Lisa Hindrich-Jack on that, but it can tell you a lot about your health. I think Lisa, when she first started tracking her different things like her BVT, her mucus, her cervical position, from her temperatures, I think her mentor could tell she had a thyroid issue from temperatures, right? And so it's a beautiful thing that is, I mean, our bodies are designed to create human beings and life, but it can easily be out of whack as well. And so fertility usually takes on from puberty until later 30s, early 40s. Perimenopause often kind of start in that phase as well and can take up to a decade. And that's when you start to probably feel a lot of the menopause effects. And menopause obviously is when you've completed a period for a year. Well, you haven't had a period for a year. So estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol are all at play here. Estrogen regulates that menstrual cycle and affects our growth and development, increasing our follicular phase. So you have your period and then your estrogen peaks. And when it peaks is when that ovulation occurs. And that's kind of the beginning, that's your follicular phase. And then after you go to your luteal phase, which is after ovulation, and then progesterone increases to kind of prepare you for pregnancy. And then testosterone is present throughout, helping with different things. And cortisol, obviously I told you, can lead to irregular or complicated periods. So some oils help with just those hormones, all of them, but definitely Claricom, which is, it's called like the female monthly blend. It's a daily hormone balance for whatever stage you're in, whatever stage of your period you're in. Clary Sage is a single oil, but Claricom has a bunch of all of these ones, actually, almost all of these ones. Ylang Ylang, Lavender, Peppermint Balance, and Serenity. And then Doterra actually has one you should have, the Lifelong Vitality book, but they have a women's health kit, which is bone nutrient complex to support our bones, especially as you go through menopause. But I mean, anytime. I think once you hit your 30s, support your bones by doing some weight-bearing exercises, but also a bone to bone nutrient complex. Phytoestrogen helps manage your estrogen metabolism. And then you get the Claricom with that. So that's the women's health kit. Thyroid health contributes to our mood, metabolism, energy, and affects every cell in your body. Over 27 million Americans have thyroid disease, and women are more likely to get it. It's a silent thing. Your thyroid glands are right here, right? And a lot of people may have hyperthyroidism or hypo. Hyper is too much, hypo is not enough. So hyper may lead to weight loss, heat intolerance, anxiety, racing heart, insomnia, hair loss, menstrual irregularities. Hypo, weight gain, cold intolerance, delayed reflexes, fatigue, and so forth, right? And so this is a serious thing that honestly a lot of lifestyle changes can help, but you might need to get thyroid medication, but some oils can help as well. Frankincense, clove, myrrh, lavender, peppermint, tea tree. There's a lot of great even like thyroid blends you can do. And so having some oils on hand to help with this process can be really, really powerful. Also, again, the Lifelong Vitality Pack can help with that, but DDR Prime, which is about cellular health, and Mito2 Max. Digestive issues, again, your digestion, a lot of your hormones, melatonin, serotonin. I think serotonin is not a hormone. I think it's anyways. A lot of your brain is your your stomach is your second brain. And so if our digestive system isn't working well, it will like make your hormones imbalanced, right? And so some great oils to kind of deal with that is Digestion, Endocrine, ginger, peppermint, lemon, fennel, and oregano. And then of course, Doterra has a cleanse and restore kit, which is a 30-day kit. I've done it maybe 2 or 3 times. Really great. I've done it with the whole 30 actually. And it's just really great to help support and cleanse the body, your digestive enzymes to break down your food and probiotics. So I want you to just think through, again, you can watch the replay, pause, whatever, if you want to go back to any of this stuff. Just what's one essential oil or supplement you want to try from what we talked about and why? Like what area of imbalance do you think you want it to address? Which one have you been meaning to try, or which one do you have but you haven't been using for a certain reason? I would love for you to let me know that. I have been using oils a lot for the last 5+ years, and particularly postpartum. they've just been such a huge part in like getting my health back to, I don't want to say back to normal, it's different. But I particularly have loved Clary Calm to manage my moods as my hormones start to level out, right? I've loved Serenity and Inbalance to help me sleep when I can. And so a lot of these oils I was using before, but trust me, particularly now in this season of life, I'm using them so much more. So just pick one that you've been meaning to use or have been wanting to try, and just let's get started in using balancing your hormones, okay? So if you want to get started and you're watching this, I definitely think a kit is the best way. You save 25%, you get your wholesale account by getting the kit, and then you save 25% whenever you want to order again. And there's a lot of great oils, and I actually think the Aroma Essential Oils collection is a great place to start. And I'll tell you why. But if you're a current customer, I think if any oils that you wanted to try, I do think the Loyalty Rewards program is best. When you get your own wholesale account, you get 25% off oils and products. You'll get mentorship from me whenever you have questions. There's a private Facebook group for all of my customers. Continuing education classes like this. Sometimes I open them up to everybody. Sometimes they're just for customers. Archive of all my trainings and just support in how to use them. These are the top 5 starter kits. And honestly, sometimes, like even, hey, current customers, like sometimes I just need to replenish a lot of things. I buy a kit again as my monthly order because it's just the cheapest way to replenish. And you can see the various prices, and you can always let me know if you're interested in what each one does. But it's just so good. And the Aroma Essential Oils collection is $149.50. But when you buy $150 worth of products, so add one thing to that this month, you'll get $50 back for all the new customers, right? And so that's a beautiful, beautiful way to kind of get the best bang for your buck. There's a new hairline out from Doterra, kind of free from those, it's a natural hairline, the dirty dozen of cosmetic chemicals, free from all that, that available in travel size or regular. There's a new collection to help you reduce toxic products maybe that are in your environment. Lavender is 10% off. And this month, if you are a current customer and you order 125 points on the Loyalty Rewards program by the 15th, you'll get Terra Shield, the repellent blend, for free. So every month, Doterra has specials like these, and I love to let customers know the first of every month what they are. And again, if you're a current customer, the benefits of the Loyalty Rewards program, I can't even begin to explain it. I've been on it for the last 5 years, and I'm in the 30% bracket. Basically, every time I order 100 or whatever, I get 30% of that order back, plus shipping. And obviously, if you order a certain amount per month, you'll go up in percentage. But even if you just ordered 5 points a month, you'll still get 10% back. So you're at least getting 10% back, but you could also get up to 30%. So here are the direct links if you want to get started with a kit, or again, you could reach out if you have any questions. If you want to get started on the Loyalty Rewards program, please reach out. I can help set you up. And then, of course, if you want to just have a call, I love just hopping on calls with people to chat through this. You can email me at madewellky@gmail.com, and we could figure out a time to chat in the next couple of weeks so that you can get all these goodies and get supported in your hormones. Okay, so reach out if you have any questions on anything we talked about, but I hope this just gives you an understanding that, one, your hormones are important, but two, a lot of the struggles you may be facing may be linked to your hormones, but you might actually have some oils already, or some simple oils that you can get to really kind of help with that. Okay, that's it from me. If you guys have any questions here in the Facebook group, I will answer later, and I will talk to you guys soon.